Hello, hello, happy Monday, everybody. I'm just going to give it a few seconds because I noticed recently that the connection on YouTube and starting the live has been a little bit off. So, with that, can we just get a heads up in the comments? Give me a little thumbs up, a heart. You can see me, you can hear me, and we are together. Otherwise, I'm going to start the class, and then we're not going to know. So let's have a look. I see a heart. I take that as we are connected. Great. 100%. Fantastic. Okay, this is looking good. Wave. Great. We are all connected and we're ready to get started. Right. So today we're going to be using our small ball. If you don't have one, no problem. Most and all of the exercises except one doesn't really require the ball. The one where we're going to be seated and rolling the ball forward, I will give you some options. Other than that, all of the exercises can be done without the small ball. You can also grab a very small cushion if you would like to get that sensation. But yeah, you keep it nice and small and that will work. All right, we're going to get started on our back for our warm-up. We'll place the ball between the knees and just a little bit closer to the hips and not quite the knees. So find that placement, sitting up nice and tall. Grab behind the knees just to start to open up through the chest. We'll start here with a few breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let's round the spine back just a little bit. Lengthen the arms. And then we curl forward. And I want us to open up that chest, lifting up. And exhale, round back. And inhale, coming forward. So nice seated cat-cow. Connect this with your movement, the breath. Good, let's go 2. Finding that deep C in the lower back. Keeping the chest open. And one more. Curl back, hold it there. I want you just to pause and breathe here. Lengthen through the head, zipping up from belly button to chest. And can you feel how that connection to the core is squeezing the ball in? Release the ball a little bit. And then exhale, squeeze the ball. So squeeze and release. Feel that you're zipping up the belly button to the chest. And you're getting that lovely pelvic floor connection. We're pressing from the outside of the foot to the inside. So finding that sensation. Couple more. Lengthen to the back of the body. And one, we're going to go all the way back. So squeeze the ball, roll yourself back. And let's bring those feet in close to the hips. Press your hands next to the side of your body. We're going to roll the hips towards the chest, up off the mat. Find your bridge. Hold it. And then roll back down. For our new members, we take an exhale as we curl up and down. And we pause at the top and bottom for an inhale. And we just go into the tips of the shoulder blades. Feel that activation of the front of your core and the entire back body. Can we press into the heels and the hands a little bit more, activating through the lats, glutes, and hamstrings? Lovely. And let's go one more. We're going to hold it at the top. Bring those shoulders down, hug your rib cage down, and tuck your hips a little bit more. Can you squeeze your ball just a little to feel that activation of the inner thighs? Lift and lower the heels. Exhale up. Inhale down. Spreading through those 10 toes. And if you get a little hamstring cramp, don't worry. Take a pause and come back to it. Drop the hips lower, tuck the hips in. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep those heels up. Gently curl the spine down. Lovely. And lower the heels. We're going to take it up. So bring your heels in a bit closer. And now we're going to hold that at the top. So you're going to curl up to the tips of the shoulder blades. Really hug that rib cage down, tuck the hips towards you, find that activation in your glutes, and then extend one leg, reach it to that wall in front of you, and keep your legs and hips aligned. Squeeze the leg towards the ball, release. Pressing into both of your hands equally, you're trying to keep your ball in the center of your body, squeezing equally between both legs. Trying not to sway here, that's the challenge. 2 and 1. Release, bring that foot down, lift the hips again, reset yourself. Extend the second leg, reach it to that wall in front of you. Hips and legs are even. Squeeze and release. See if you notice that work happening in the lower abdominals, pelvic floor. Finding stability in the bottom glute. Good, let's go 4 more, bringing the shoulders down a little more. Last 2. And 1. Lower that foot down, lift the hips up, and gently curl your spine down, bone by bone. And release. Let's grab that ball. It's going up, back behind you, so just above your head. Elbows are bent, pointed towards your hip bones. We're going to take single leg. We're going to bring it up. Second leg, bring it up. Lovely. Squeeze those knees together. Bring your lower back down to the mat. Single toe tap. Lower the foot. And lift. Alternate. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. We want to feel that our back stays on the mat. So we're not sliding on the ground. We're not arching that spine. We're activating that deep core connection. Good. If you find that you're moving on the mat, just bring your leg closer to you again a little sooner. 1 more on each side. Can you press into your ball a little bit more? Hug your rib cage down more. Lower one foot down, hold it. Here's the challenge. And switch the legs. Switch, little exhale on that switch. 4, 3, draw the shoulders away from the ears. 2, last 1. Bring both legs into tabletop position. Reach your ball up to the ceiling for double leg stretch. We're going to curl up through the chest. Hold. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. And done. Before we do double leg stretch, we're first doing a chest lift to prepare. Feel that your rib cage curls down to the mat as you reach that ball forward over the shins. For 2 and 1. We're going to hold that position now. Your arms go back behind you. Your legs extend out. Hold it. Open and close the legs. Bend the knees and bring your ball in. Extend and lengthen. Open, close, and bend. Keep the height of your chest throughout this movement so you don't want to drop back. That ball is going up overhead. Last 2. And 1. Bring it in for single leg stretch. We're going to take one leg, reach it away from you, lift a little higher. Ball goes behind that knee, and we switch. 5. Stable hips. 4. 3. Control. 2. Last 1. Bring the ball behind both knees. Squeeze onto it. Curl a little higher. And then let's rock it up. Hold it there. Forward and back. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you rock back. Just going to lift my ball a little bit higher. Rolling just to the tips of the shoulder blades. Keep it off the head. Can you press into your shins to open up through the chest a little more? So broaden that chest. Keep it in the core. Last two. And one will stay up and seated. Lower the feet. Fantastic. All right, take the ball out. Let's shift back. Open the legs. Ball is between the legs. Sitting up tall, lightly press down. We want to get that flat back here, so soften your knees until you find your straight spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Press the ball forward, finding that deep stretch. And then we roll it back up. Walk the ball in. Exhale, we go forward. Pull the core back. And come back up. Again, this is one of those moves that you want to take at your own pace. Be mindful of how far into the stretch you're going. Trying not to force anything. Finding balance between pulling the core back and feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. Let's give it one more. And all the way up. Excellent. Let's come into our side position, side work. We're going to have those knees bent with those heels slightly behind you, arm at a 45, elbow under shoulder. Press the ball or cushion to the top of your knee. We're going to take an exhale breath, open the leg, but press that ball and knee together, and then release and lower. So you can use your hand if you don't have a ball, or you can use your cushion. And so as you open and close, you're actually pushing that ball towards you to create that resistance. You know, feel that glute at the top. Bringing awareness to the shoulder. We want to lift out of that shoulder, keeping your upper body stable. And let's go 2. Good. And 1. Let's hold it open and bring your ball out in front of you. Keep those heels squeezing together. We're going to lift the hip up off the ground by pressing into the ball just a little. Lower it down, and we're going to take a tricep press. And down. We go hip lift, and then a tricep press. I will start to speed up now, and you can continue to take it at your own pace. When you lift your hip, you want to think of that rib and hip connection coming together and keeping it as you lower back down. And for that tricep press, you want to press into the hand as you lower. Let's go 2. And last 1. We're going to bring those hips up and hold it. Find that lift, press down into the ball and rotate open the chest. We're going to extend that leg, lower and lift. We're light on this ball. We're thinking of rib and hip connection at the bottom. And lengthening through the leg. You're welcome to bring your hip down at any point. 2. And 1, hold the leg up. I want you to lightly press into your ball, pull your core back a little more, and then tiny circles. Keeping that upper body quiet, stable. Can we press into the bottom elbow, lengthen the neck? 2, 1, reverse. Everything at the bottom is really stable. Good. Find that core for 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring it all the way down. into a Z-sit position. And today we're going to bring the ball out in front of you. We're going to roll the ball forward, finding that stretch through the back and the glutes. It's going to feel really nice after all of that stability work. If you don't have your ball, you're taking your arms forward and rolling it back up. Right, so take the option that suits you. Good, nice big exhale breath from the head down to the hips. Reach your tailbone back as you lengthen through your head. 2 more. Nice way to reset here. Last one. Lovely. Let's bring it all the way in over to the other side. So a little bit quicker on the side for setup. So we have the knees bent, heels in line with your hips, arm at a 45, elbow under or just in front of your shoulder. Very important. Let's get that ball be on top of that knee. We open and close. Nice big exhale breath. We want to focus on pushing the ball into the knee so that that glute has something to work and resist against. Try keep that resistance when you close the leg as well, so that we don't just drop it down. Good. Can we find more space in the bottom shoulder? Get some more weight into your hips. Last 2. And 1, hold there, squeeze, bring the ball down to the mat in line with your chest, press down into it. Let's lift the hip. Lower and then tricep press. And down. Keeping those heels squeezing together really helps to find that connection to core. And then thinking of that rib and hip connection at the bottom. Working through that bottom oblique. Let's go 3. Nice. 2 more. And 1, let's hold that hip up. So we've got that hip lifted, we got that chest pointing forward. We're going to extend that leg. Lower and lift. Now we can think of pressing into that bottom knee to really create resistance for this top leg as well. And then make sure that we're not hanging out in that shoulder. Really press yourself towards that wall. And lengthen the neck. Last 2. And then we're going to hold it up for 1. Hold it there, tiny circles. The size is all up to keeping the upper body from shifting around. If the neck gets tired, you can gaze down at the mat. That really helps. Let's go 2 and 1. Reverse. So much stability in the bottom hip and oblique. 3 and 2 and 1. Fantastic. Bring it in. Oh, and let's find that Z-sits position. And taking it forward into that stretch. Hold the first one, really get into that glute and the side of the back. And then bring it in. Allow yourself to find a sense of flow here. Try not to force anything. Feel that stretch in the hips and shoulders. Good. Let's go 2 more. And 1. We're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to bring it up into 4 point. And you're going to take your ball underneath the knee that's furthest away from you. Hands underneath your shoulders, and your opposite knee is directly underneath your hips. The leg that's on the ball, press into those 5 toes to help stabilize and support you. Then lengthening through your back. Let's take an exhale breath. Hover this opposite knee, and then lower it down to the mat. Exhale up, inhale down. So playing around here with your alignment, you want to still be pressing into all 10 toes. And can you feel like you're trying to line up your hips with each other? So feel what the sensation feels like when you lower your knee and lift it. And you're trying to feel, where is it even? Good. Let's go 2 more. And 1. Now you're going to keep that knee floating up, press into your hands a little more, lift the chest, extend the leg back behind you, press into the 5 toes. We're going to lift and lower that leg. So shifting back will bring you out of your wrists. And you've got that support of the ball and your 5 front toes. If you want to up the challenge, you're going to take your opposite arm and reach it out as well. Try to keep the distance from the floor the same. Last 3. Lengthen the neck, bring your gaze a little bit forward. And 1. And all the way in. Good. Let's press the hand down underneath the shoulder again. Press into your 5 toes. We're going to roll the ball forward, curl the spine. Straighten the spine, press the ball away. Curl it in. And release. For 5. And 4. Pulling up from the core. 3. 2. 1. Bring that ball underneath your hip again. Lower your toes down to the mat. And you're going to bring your leg at the back, forward, right, and slowly roll it up. If you feel off balance here, please remove that ball. You're going to take your hands behind your head, elbows forward. Long through that spine. We side bend up and over, away from the ball, and come back to center. Inhale, side bend, exhale, center. You're still pressing into those 5 toes at the back for balance. 2 more. Lots of stability work, and 1. Come back through center. Let's rotate towards me. So away from your ball and center. Pull that rib cage back. Keep your hip directly over your back knee. Lengthen through that head. And 1 more. Back through center. Let's lower the hands down to the ground. Release your toes at the back and find a stretch. Again, you can remove the ball if it doesn't feel good for you. And find a regular hip stretch. Good. And then bring it all the way out from underneath your knee. Lower the knee. And let's bring it over to the other side. Right. So this time I'm going to bring the ball towards you so that you can see how this is. So we're going to place that ball underneath the knee. Hands under shoulders. Pressing into all 10 toes. Let's float and hover the opposite knee. And back down. Starting to connect with the core again. And that alignment of the hips. Zipping up through the lower abs. Last 2. And 1. Hold it in the hover. Press your leg back. Press into those 5 toes. Lower and lift. Squeezing the crease of the glute. You can imagine balancing a cup in your mid-back. Adding on that opposite arm for challenge. Please only do this if you can keep your chest the same distance from the mat. Very important. Inhale down, exhale, lift for 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring that hand in again, lower that leg down, and we're going to curl through the spine, pull the ball in, release. Exhale, pull, release. Pressing into those toes at the back. Lifting your spine to the sky. 3. Good. And 1 more. Bring the knee underneath your hip again and step forward. Slowly roll up. This takes a moment, so find your alignment. Ribs and hips are level with each other, hands behind your head. Let's take the side bend. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it small. Press into those 5 back toes, just so that all of your weight is not on the ball. Straight up and over. Let's go 2. And 1. Then we come back through center for our twist. Rotate from the waist. Keep the lower body stable. And return. Inhale, twist, exhale, center. Wrapping into the core as you twist. Good, let's go 2 more. And 1. Bring the hands down in front of you. Untuck those back toes, find a stretch. Good. And then press into the toes, get that ball out from underneath you, lower the knee, and come all the way forward to prone. We're going to take the ball underneath the sternum if it feels uncomfortable. You can just come all the way down to the mat. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Lower your chin, your forehead to your hands. Let's bring those heels together, finding just a bit of a light squeeze. Pull your tummy muscles away from the ground. So feel that you're floating on that ball. You're going to squeeze and lift both of your legs. And you're going to bend your knees. Pull your heels towards your glutes. And take 2 pulses, 2 bends. 1, 2. Then straighten your legs. And then lift your arms away from the ground, activating through the back. Lower your head down. And bend your knees again for 2 pulses. 1, 2. Lengthen and lift. As you get used to it, you can increase that tempo. 2 bends and a lift. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you lower and bend. Upper body is supported by that ball, activating through the back. Let's go 1 more. You're going to hold yourself in the hover. So find that hover, find that lift. Lengthen through your neck a little bit more. Can you lift your legs away from the ground? Reach your arms back behind you. Palms are facing in towards your hips. And you're going to start to swim and kick your legs. This is the last exercise. Inhale for a 5 count of 5. Exhale for a count of 5. Long breaths. Lift the arms a little higher. Keep kicking those legs. Gaze is still down to the mat. Good. 3 more rounds of breath. Can we lift through the chest? Lift the arms. And 2. Last 1. Lower the legs, lower the chest. Find a stretch. Let's press it back, tuck the toes. Find a child's pose position. Press your hips towards your heels. Lengthen through your arms. We're going to finish off in a cat and cow. Hands are on the ball. Your hips are behind your knees. Press the ball away, lower the chest. Curl the spine. Roll the ball in. Good. Press the ball away. And then lift the chest, gaze forward. And so you'll cycle between the curl and the extension. Inhale into extension. Exhale as you curl. Let's go one more extension. And press that ball away. Deep breath in, drop your hips towards your heels again. Find a glute stretch. If you have your ball, rock side to side. Bringing that heart rate down. And roll it up. Fantastic work. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's session. Hopefully you find that you were able to create a deeper connection using the ball today, enjoying the challenge of having to balance, connecting to the core. If this is all for you today, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next Monday. We do this live every single Monday, so please come back. And if you're new and you have any questions, please come join us, chat. I like to chat to you, find out how you're feeling, and if you have any questions that I can help you with so that you get stronger. So have a lovely week, and we'll have our chat. All right, let's check in. How we doing? Did we find those connections with our ball today? Do you have any questions? We did a couple of new moves today as well with the double leg kick. And having to kind of balance with the ball in the sternum, which can sometimes be a little bit uncomfortable. So if you have any questions around that, do let me know and we'll have a chat. Also, thank you so much for checking in with me to start us and making sure that we're all on the same time. Lovely class, did my best. That's fantastic. That's all we can do. We do our best and we always come back to the classes. We try again. When you say you did your best, was there anything that you felt that you had improved on this week, or maybe anything that you are working on that I can help you with? You can let me know as well. I did have to modify here and there. I would love to know which ones you modified. Hearing which ones you modified is a good way for me to know which ones we're working on, so then I can think of some modifications to provide. And then also I'm pretty sure it just helps everyone else in the community to get some ideas on how they can modify, encouraging us to modify for our bodies. Your cues are so good. I feel like you can see through the screen. Oh, wow. Thank you. Oh, wow. That's so lovely. Oh, that was such a lovely compliment. Yeah, try and imagine what would come up for everybody in their body. I think teaching one-on-one really helps with that because I can visualize what's going to be happening in the body, where are the challenges that's going to come up. And then just also tune into my own body, thinking about like, okay, I need to lift through my chest. So probably there are people that want to do that as well, or thinking of aligning the hip. So I really tune into what's happening in my own body and what I see one-on-one, and I bring that to my cues while also not trying to speak too much. So thank you. That made my day. All right, what do we have here? Charlene, I modified the ones where I had to use my shoulder. Yes, great. Still struggling with the shoulder strength. Okay. Brilliant. So I'm so glad that you made the modifications for your shoulder strength. I'm guessing it's the one where you're balancing on the shoulder, you're pressing up through that hand, and you're getting that activation. So I'm so glad that you made that adjustment. And always, if at any time you take a break, you come off that shoulder and then come back to it is good. Lucy, let's have a seat. I needed to keep my hips down on some of the side work. Leg extension, yes. Oh, of course. That That was great. Bringing that hip down, especially in some of that side work. Lots of stability required in the oblique, which can often go into the back. So I'm so glad that you took the hips back down and rather just focused in on what we needed to, which was this top glute. What I can say to this as well is you can take your ball and you can place it underneath your hip when you're in that side position. It's going to give you a little bit of support while still giving you a bit of challenge. So instead of having the ball in front of your chest, you pop it underneath that bottom hip while you're elevated. I hope this makes sense. I'll actually make a video of this. Then you place the ball underneath the hip. So it keeps you lifted while giving you a little bit of support. Let me know if that made sense for you. All right. So we have a couple of us still here. So if you have any questions, I'll be here. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. It was so lovely to see you all. And we'll have another class next week, Monday, same time. That's a good idea. Great. Thank you so much. I'm glad that was helpful for you. And thank you so much for your lovely feedback, Lucy, earlier. That was really, really sweet. Thanks for a lovely class. It's a pleasure, Charlene. It was so lovely to have you here. I had to have you all here. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. I will be uploading on Wednesday and Saturday, and then I'll see you all next week, Monday. Bye.